my dear late Aunt Kate. Here I am, as you requested in your will. Upon your death, before deciding what to do with your estate, I must stay in your home in this undeniably pleasant but oh so very rural parish for 3 whole weeks, far away from my home, my husband, and my extremely busy job that isn't terribly accommodating of an expedition to mid-Wales.
Oh, good afternoon, Jocelyn. I'm Alan. Alan Hughes. My wife let you in. Sorry I wasn't here to welcome you.
Ah, Mr. Hughes. Alan. Hello. No Dora this afternoon?
No, not this afternoon. I hope I didn't disturb you. I thought I'd just, keep on top of things in the garden.
Well, it is looking beautiful, I must say. It really is something else.
Yes, well, it's a good time of year to be enjoying it.
Have you been gardening for Kate for many years? It looks very, what's the expression, very mature?
I'd say about 10 years now. Well, Kate, she did like to enjoy being outside. Her 2 great passions were the theatre and her insect garden. She had a love affair with both. She had me plant all this up with particular specimens, lavender, thyme, honeysuckle, to attract butterflies and bees. Then she'd sit out here all morning with a pot of tea and watch them working away.
Would she? I'm afraid I haven't inherited those genes.
Oh, you're not green-fingered yourself, then?
Well, it's not that, really. Listen, would you like a cup of tea with me? Please. I've made a huge pot. I'm practicing the art of relaxing more and making time for my neighbours. Max has set me upon it.
I don't want to interrupt you.
No, not at all. No, I was just packing boxes and I'm due a break, so please do join me. We'll sit outside. The front garden is the perfect spot for people watching.
Well, lovely then. Thank you. Milk and 1 sugar, please.
There you go. So I was saying, we don't have a garden where I live. We're in an apartment, a wonderful old Georgian apartment that I love dearly, but no, there's no garden. And there's plenty of parks nearby, and I do try and spend time in those on the rare occasions that I'm home from work in the daylight. Just 1 street back from the hustle and the bustle, you can be immersed in the most tranquil of settings.
Oh, yes, of course. Yes, parks are nice for city folk. You need somewhere to go and just be.
And of course, properties are very expensive in the southeast, and life is so busy. So you'd really have to want a garden to stretch yourself and buy a house with one. And then, of course, you'd be working so hard to pay the mortgage, you'd barely have time to maintain it. So, well, perhaps I'm wrong, but that is how it seems to me right now.
Oh, that's a real shame. So what is it the people are working for?
Well, it's important to throw all one's heart into one's career, isn't it?
I suppose not everyone wants a garden. There are plenty of attractions to visit in the city. Still, you can get plenty of joy out of a window box. Many plants will grow happily in a window box. Or if you have a balcony, you can do all sorts of creative things with balcony space while doing your bit for wildlife too,
I haven't had much success with houseplants. They need to be very resilient if they're dependent on me for survival.
Well, herbs are the best bet for the amateur gardener, I think. You can't go wrong with herbs. There are some very resilient ones, and it's useful to grow something you can eat. They are very good for your health, and the insects love them too. Good for you, good for nature.
Oh, really? Well, which herbs would you recommend I start with then?
Well, oregano would be a good one. It likes a sunny spot and won't mind if you forget to water it once in a while.
Well, we'll see. I might dip my toe in at some point in the future. Do you have a garden too? I imagine it's fabulous.
Oh, yes, we do. I couldn't manage without one. We grow a lot of things, ornamentals, vegetables, legumes. Dora grows a few exotics too. We used to spend a lot of our time together in the garden. A shared common interest.
Used to? You don't anymore?
Oh, well, things. Anyway, as I was saying, start off with a few herbs in a window box. See if it takes your fancy.
I might just do that. While I'm here, though, I suppose I should make use of some of your produce. I'll pick some oregano and try to pick up some tomatoes from the grocery.
Well, Dora can sort you out with some fresh tomatoes. I'll leave a note for her to drop some off.
Leave a note. Are you going away?
No, I just, I might not see her to speak to.
Well, there's no rush. You will see her over the next few days, I'm sure.
All the same, I'll see that you get your tomatoes.
Oh, very well.
There we are then. Well, I'll leave you to get on with your afternoon. I'm sure you have a lot more to sort out.
Will you send Dora my regards?
Yes. Well, goodbye.
Kate, why am I here? You want me to stay in your home, but you don't give me any other instruction. Is there something hidden here that you want me to find? Have you squirreled something away somewhere? Something waiting for me to discover it? If so, where on earth, amongst all this, do I begin looking? There we go.
Morning, dear.
Oh, morning, Dora. How are you?
Oh, very well.
Will you have some tea with me this morning?
No, thank you. I'm on my way to open the store.
No Alan this morning?
No. Mustache. Cheerio.
Oh, well.
Hello, Jocelyn.
Carmen. Hi, how are you today?
Very well. It's beautiful again this morning. You certainly brought fine weather with you. Can I interest you in a stroll this morning?
Well, I still haven't picked up the new attire, but Max is driving me into town later.
Oh, that's good to hear. Well, have a good day then. And my Will is on his way over to see you this morning. He has something of Kate's that he needs to return to you.
Very good. I shall be here, still up to my earlobes in cardboard boxes and containers, but not before my new ritual of morning tea.
Hi,
Hello?
I'm Will.
Ah, yes, Carmen's Will.
Well, my full name is Wilson Joseph Brown Jr. I was named after my dad and granddad, but everyone just calls me Will.
I see. Then I shall call you Will too.
And you're Jocelyn, but I'm going to call you Josie.
Oh, well, all right then. Well, that's new. How are you?
Well, I'm all right.
Are you sure? You don't seem it.
Well, I'm not all right really. I wanted to go fishing today, but I broke my rod last week, reeling in a lively trout, and now I need to wait for the store to call and say that my new one has arrived. I'm a bit disappointed, that's all. Mum said I had to go and do something useful before she finds me a job to do.
Well, I see. So you have identified a useful errand.
Yes, I'm just returning this bike.
And it's a fine bike, too. With a handy basket and a bell. The perfect bike. And who are you returning it to?
I'm returning it to you, Josie.
Me?
Yes, it's Kate's bike. I've been keeping it safe since she went. I always used to fix it for her, see. She was always getting punctures, flying around the lanes and with the thorns and all that. And I'd always fix them for her, and she would repay me with cake and stories. Wow, Kate had so many stories to tell.
Yes. Yes, I remember when I used to stay with her. She had many a tale. Such a colourful life she led. Enviable. I hadn't realised she bicycled, though.
Oh, yes. She said she loved the freedom of her bicycle. And now, her bike is yours.
Oh, well, thank you very much. And of course, I must also repay you. If you're able to call round the house later on, I'm sure we can have some coffee and cake.
The perfect bike is now your perfect bike. Here.
Okay. Good.
Don't you like it?
Oh yes, I love it. It's not bad. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it.
Won't you ride it? Like Kate?
Oh well, I don't really cycle. Well, I did as a child, but I don't in London. I suppose I'll have to find a new home for it.
Oh, wow. Really? You won't keep it? I've always had a bike, me. When I was little, I had a bike with stabilizers and dinosaurs on it. Then I had the stabilizers taken off, and then after that I had another, a red one. And then I had a bigger bike because my legs kept growing. I love my bike. I'm always riding it. I don't know what I'll do without it to get around on. Can you ride a bike?
Well, you never forget how to ride, or so the saying goes. But I'm unlikely to take it up again, especially not on the London streets. I'd probably end up with a broken wrist or something. Possibly around Hyde Park. No, I doubt it. Anyway, I feel too old to start trying now.
Do people feel older in the city then? I mean, this is Kate's bike, and, well, I'm pretty sure that Kate was older than you. She was more than 95. I know because I can remember her party. I don't know how long ago it was because I'm not very good with time and things like that. But she was more than 95. Yes, she was a great lady, she was. And she rode her bike all over the place, every day.
What? You mean recently? She was still riding it just before...
Yeah, why wouldn't she be? Kate, she always went whizzing round. In fact, it's unbelievable, really, that you don't ever ride a bike. I mean, you're an adult. I've never met an adult who can't ride a bike. Wow.
Yeah, I suppose it is quite tragic. Well, thank you for that. It's just that, well, there isn't much time or room in my life for cycling. I guess maybe it's something I need to address at some point when my life isn't quite so chaotic. Well, anyway, thank you so much for repairing the bike and taking such good care of it. The bike is splendid and it's so very kind of you. And if you can come round at, say, well, I don't know, about 3 p.m. this afternoon, and then we can have coffee and cake.
Thank you. 3 o'clock then. I'll be round and I'll look forward to some cake. Lemon drizzle is my favourite. And perhaps you have some interesting stories about the city to tell me.
Well, I'm not sure that my stories could compare to Kate's, I'm afraid. But I do look forward to seeing you later. Now, you have a good day now. And I hope your rod arrives.
I hope it does too. And I hope that you'll have a go on Kate's bike.
Oh, yes.
I'll come with you. I can show you some fab roads right on top of the common, with hardly any cars. And if you look over the edge... Ah!
Oh, my goodness. Well, we'll see.
Ew, I hate it when people say that.
No, I'm just a bit busy at the moment.
And that.
Well, I really can't afford any injuries right now. Coffee and cake later on, Will. And then we can discuss it more then.
Yes, result. Okay, Josie. Goodbye.
Josie. These gowns. Now, if I can just get this one, and with my hair up like this. Ah, yes. Gracious, that looks. Goodness, what was that? Is somebody in the garden?
Oh!
Dora. Dora, it's me, Jocelyn. Look, it's not Kate, it's me.
Oh, my word. I can't breathe. I thought
Yes, I know, I realise. I am so sorry.
you were the image of her then, in the bedroom window. Your hair, everything.
Oh dear, I really have given you a fright. I was just admiring Kate's astonishing collection of dresses. Are you injured? Do you feel ready to try and stand up? Carefully now.
My heart is galloping like a herd of Welsh mountain ponies in a storm.
I think we need to sit you down for a moment. I'll make us a nice cup of tea.
Oh, I don't want to intrude.
No, you're not. It's the least I can do after giving you a fright like that. And to be honest, I would welcome a bit of company today. This whole situation, Aunt Kate's death, being responsible for packing up her possessions, distributing the estate, it's all becoming a little harder than I'd expected. A little overwhelming.
I understand, dear.
Here you go. I've become an established tea drinker since arriving in St. Viren. Aunt Kate's finest Royal Dorton tea set. Doesn't tea taste so much nicer in elegant bone china cups?
Yes, it really does. And when I was cleaning for Kate, I always used to marvel at the tea set. The hand-painted flowers. Such skill. Oh, I'm sorry I dropped all your groceries on the floor.
Oh, it doesn't matter at all. Nothing's broken. Such beautiful fresh food. I can't wait to try the tomatoes.
It's all from our garden. You can't beat freshly picked fruit and veg.
Do you have chickens too?
We don't. We have a resident fox who would enjoy that too much, I'm afraid. But there are plenty of people around the town who do, if it's fresh eggs you fancy.
The town? Yes. Tell me about the townsfolk. I've met some incredibly warm and generous people already. Max, Alan and you, Carmen and Will.
Yes, all wonderful people.
Will still lives at home.
Ah, yes. Such a well-mannered, helpful lad. Wouldn't harm a fly.
He hasn't found love yet or anything?
Oh, no, not yet.
And Carmen?
Oh, yes. Beautiful lady there.
Is there a Mr. Carmen?
Ah, he was a lovely man. Sadly, he's passed away.
Oh.
Yes, a lovely couple.
Oh, all right. And Max?
Max is grand too. Goes out of his way to help folk.
I can see that. And does Max have a family?
Never a happier chap than Max. There we are.
Right.
My goodness, Kate really did have the most exquisite taste in evening wear, didn't she?
She did. I remember her being very glamorous, even in the daytime. But the photographs of her partying with the theatre set, those are something else.
She was glamorous for sure. Such an attractive lady, inside and out. I always admired how she paid attention to her appearance.
I remember before she left the house, she'd made sure her presentation was immaculate.
But you know, she never made you feel bad about your own inferior turnout. She was sweet and kind and always had time to chat. She looked good for herself, not to intimidate anyone else. She just quite simply loved clothes and jewels. And good for her, I say. I wish I could have taken a leaf from her book.
Do you want to come and try on some of her frocks? Please, come on. I was just in the middle of holding my own very glamorous fashion show, and it's boring on my own.
Oh, goodness, I don't know.
Oh, come on. Let's dive into that very wonderful wardrobe. Kate would want us to. You know she would.
Well, I don't think so. Thank you for asking. It's very kind, and I must be off now.
Oh, you sure?
Yes, enjoy the tomatoes. It is a lovely dress you're wearing.
Another time then, Dora?
Perhaps. Goodbye.
Oh, that view from the common. It was like being on top of the world. There was nothing higher than us for, well, as far as the eye could see. And the smell. Oh, it's a warm coconut perfume.
That's the gorse. I never tire of the scent or the view. A carpet of yellow flowers reaching across the sky. I've been walking on those hills every morning since we moved here, and I'll do it until I die. Oh, I am sorry.
Don't be. It was just the tonic I needed. I'm so glad you persuaded me to walk with you.
It's very nice to have a companion. It's been 2 years since Joe died.
Yes, I was sorry to learn about Joe.
Oh, well, thank you. Most of the time I'm all right, and I've got Will to keep me very busy.
I would like to join you again, if that's all right with you.
Of course. The same time tomorrow morning?
Oh, yes, indeed. Oh, I meant to mention, Will has offered to be my guide on a cycle trip. I'm sure I'll make a terrible fool of myself. I haven't ridden a bike in years, but he was quite persistent, so I agreed. I hope that's okay with you.
Yes, of course it is. Will is an expert around these country lanes. He knows his way very well. You won't get lost.
I was rather meaning that it would seem a little odd, a 25-year-old man escorting a 45-year-old woman on a cycle ride.
Odd? Not at all. You have a lovely day. See you tomorrow.
Morning, ladies. Been for a walk, have you? How are those feet, Jocelyn?
Just fine, thank you, Max. Carmen took me up over the common today for the first time. There was a herd of darling ponies, although they came a little too close for my comfort. And we saw butterflies that I must be sure to identify later from Kate's Lepidoptera manuals.
That's the spirit. You're becoming a country girl.
Kate was certainly fortunate to have such thoughtful neighbours. Everyone has welcomed me, made sure I have everything I need. Their warmth and kindness are infectious, And I'm even catching myself greeting strangers and embarking on outdoor social activities.
Of course. Bye, Jocelyn.
And who am I becoming? I don't recognise myself. But, Kate, I still don't understand why I'm here. I've searched high and low. You've left me no clues. Oh, I've never had so much fun. My goodness. I feel about 25 years old.
Well, I am 25 years old.
Yes, I know. Well, I can honestly say that climbing back on a bike again has truly brought out the child in me. That was the most exhilarating day I've had in a very, very long time. Thank you so much for encouraging me to give it a go again. Although, I do suspect I shall be dreadfully stiff in the morning.
Well, it's just cycling. It's, do it every day, and it's a shame for a person who doesn't have the time to have a go. You'll soon get used to it. I mean, everybody cycles around here. It doesn't make a difference how old they are, or how busy they are, or whatever your excuse was.
Yes, and now I can see why. It's just the most splendid feeling, pedalling along with the wind in your hair, the flies in your mouth. Not the best moment, but I did love it all the same. Connected to the fresh air, the smells, and the sky. Oh, how the sky here just stretches forever, and it is blue, and the clouds are delightful and fluffy, and the space. I haven't felt freedom like this since I was a child.
Blimey, Josie. I think you need to get out on your bike every day. It would be good for putting some good feelings into your heart. It always makes my heart feel really big. Just me and the common and the birds singing to me. I just kind of keep going, and then when I'm hungry, I come home and Mum says supper is ready. I don't worry about how far or how long I go.
The open space, all the worries, troubles, concerns, commitments, appointments, they just dissolve, carried away on the scent of the grass, on the breeze. A breeze that sways the trees, that teases the cotton clouds, the breeze that lifts the skylarks and carries them and their song. the breeze on which the bees tumble and dance to their next flowery feast. All of life's burdens just melted away.
Oh, yes, it does all of that. Life is just beautiful, and this is my life every day, every week. I don't know any different. If it's not your life every day, well, then as I said before, that's a shame. A real shame.
You're right. It is a shame. I don't usually get the time to stop, to look, to take in the scents and the sounds and just to be.
Shall we go riding again?
I think we must. When?
Now?
Now? No, not now.
Why not?
Well, we've only just arrived back.
You said it was fun and you wanted to go again.
Well, that's a good point, Will. Yes, I did. Do you mind if we go another day? I have things to do at the house.
All right, I'll call on you.
It's fixed.
It's really cool to have a new friend. See you, Josie.
Bye, Will. Goodness, Alan, are you still here? It's supper time and I left you at 10. Oh, I do feel terrible, keeping you from your own garden. And Dora.
Oh, that's all right. I like to keep on top of the garden.
I know, and you most certainly do keep on top of it. I'd feel awful, though, if I'd made you think that you must come every day. We must discuss increasing Kate's payments.
Oh, I enjoy it. The existing payment is enough, thank you. I'll just gather up my stools.
Can I offer you some refreshment then before you go?
Oh, no, thank you. I don't want to hold up your evening. I was just finishing up.
Then I'll see you soon, Alan, but not tomorrow. Please, take a day with Dora.
We'll see. As I said, I enjoy it. Good evening.
Yes, good evening. How odd. I don't think I've seen the Hughes together at all, and neither do they appear to want to speak of each other. Tell me, Kate, what is going on?